And we are back with the GSMC Wrestling Laureate podcast brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. I'm your favorite wrestling fan here, Eric Rodriguez, every Monday night live on the GSMC Sports Network, 8 p.m. Pacific Time, 11 p.m. Eastern Time to talk about the greatest thing in the world, professional wrestling, all the action inside and outside the ring, backstage curtain calls, all the rumors, all the drama. We talk about inactive statuses and injury updates amongst wrestlers. We talk about new signings. We talk about contract negotiations, extensions. We also talk promotions from the NWA to New Japan Professional Wrestling to Stardom to AEW to TNA to Ring of Honor to WWE makes major news in the world of professional wrestling. We talk about it here on this show 1010%. So don't forget to Superman punch that like and subscribe button. All right, without further ado, we got WWE NXT recap. Of course, before we get into any of that, always remember to comment during the show and also comment once when we have our videos published. We do love to communicate with the fans. We love we love feedback. We love feedback. I want to know how to do my job better. I want to learn how to be a better podcaster. I want you guys to feel ultimately comfortable. Don't be shy. I want you guys to implement your conspiracy theories, your opinions. Give me your hot takes in terms of the world of professional wrestling. So we are one wrestling fandom. We're a family. We're a family. So definitely can't get mad at family when they drop you with some heavy knowledge. And remember, the GSMC Sports Network is all about peace, love, and positivity. So make sure be respectful, of course, in terms of talking sports like professional wrestling. There's going to be some criticisms. There's going to be some disagreements about some takes, and it's all good. It's already water under the bridge. It's all gravy, baby. I just want to make sure you guys feel absolutely comfortable dropping some comments inside that chat. All right, so without further ado, we got NXT recap because of the State of the Union address with the president, which we found out that the first match was Chelsea Green and Piper Niven teaming up to take on the new team of Zaria and Ruca. And Ruca was able to pin the champ, a nice little soul snatcher on the USA champion. And, it's kind of crazy how Chelsea Green wants to kind of be portrayed as this, as the representative of the United States in the women's division because she's the United States champion, like she's part of a presidential cabinet, having Piper Niven, so to speak. And she loses. And then she loses, and it's crazy. No, I just think it was kind of funny how, her match was ultimately kind of what is it, not overshadowed? Yeah, I think overshadowed by, obviously because, the State of the Union address and all that jazz. But, I gotta be honest, I was pulling for Chelsea Green's match to be like, it's more important than the State of the Union. I'm just kidding. Wrestling fan thought right there. But anyways, it was nice for Soul to pick up the victory. It was nice for Zaria. I love the fact that Chelsea Green was pinned by Ruca. Maybe you have Soul come onto the main roster and defeat Chelsea Green for that WWE Women's United States Championship would be pretty badass. Seeing Zaria debut on the main roster because Friday Night SmackDown, even on Monday Night Raw. Well, I hope this, the disbandment between Belair, Naomi, and Jade will ultimately make the women's division a little bit more, more cutthroat and interesting. But it'd be kind of cool to see like a new face, like a new flavor, like Ruca. Like if she defeats Chelsea Green at WrestleMania, you have the ultimate underdog, the ultimate sweetheart, and that would be pretty cool. I feel like that would do wonders for the women's mid-card titles, which are kind of under scrutiny in terms of fans and stuff like that. I've been reading a lot of reports that it's been underbooked. You have the division ultimately kind of lacking authenticity because you had Chelsea Green take on Michin a couple of times. You had Lyra Valkyria taking on the Pitbull Ivy Nile a couple of times, and Dakota Kai. Like it seems a little repetitive. Imagine a fresh face like Ruca becoming one of the faces of the WWE mid-card titles, and I feel like that'd be pretty cool. So then next we have Kaylani Jordan taking on Jada Parker. You couldn't help but to notice that Kaylani Jordan was wearing some dark mascara, kind of hinting at her becoming a heel. I'm just kidding, no. But I do want her to be a heel. That'd be pretty badass. It was a great match. Absolutely great match, 1010%. I thought the Spanish Fly was executed amazingly. I was going to say, absolutely amazing, like a Mustafa Ali Spanish Fly, like it was great. It was great, and those two women are absolutely impressive in their craft. Keilani Jordynne misses the 450 splash, then gets the hypnotic, and then bam. You have it right there. Jada Parker defeats Keilani Jordynne, and then she grabs the... then she didn't grab the mic, but she kind of looked into the camera and she said, Julia and Stephanie Vaquer, make sure you guys feel absolutely, she's kind of makes threat, she kind of made a little bit of a hint, threats, that she is coming after either one of them, which is cool for Jada Parker because I do feel like she is in that main event kind of caliber. Would it be now? It's going to be interesting to kind of find out what happens to Keilani Jordynne and her character, because you kind of had them feuding against each other, kind of kept them both relevant within the NXT locker room, within the NXT women's division storylines and stuff like that. I kind of had a thought like, hey, maybe Keilani Jordynne kind of comes down to evolve to kind of be like a heel. That'd be pretty cool. But then Kylie Armstrong seems like she is kind of like that she's that confident, the heel that'll eventually or Kendall Gray. Kendall Gray also, on Evolve, she kind of showed some heelish, her attitude and, overall her gestures inside the ring in the way that she was so, like, ruthless. And poor Carly Bright, I thought. But let's talk NXT. We'll talk Evolve, pretty soon. I'm going to, upload a video about, a review on Evolve. A review on Evolve. I don't know why that was so hard to say. But yeah, no, it was great. I would love to see Julia or Stephanie to take on Jada Parker. It'd be a great match. Oba Femi, yeah, nice little promo. Had a press conference. How he was proud of being. He was proud of representing how the NXT. How wrestlers. That's where we're the best wrestle. It's not AEW. It's NXT. I'm just kidding. No. But Oba Femi looks like he's a proud NXT champion. And then he was talking about how a TNA superstar might. There's a possibility. But he does not want a TNA superstar walking around with an NXT title. So I thought that was pretty badass. Hardy Boys address the NXT universe. I gotta be honest, Jeff Hardy, the way he's coming out to NXT, they look absolutely ecstatic. The WWE universe kept saying "Welcome home." Matt Hardy spoke about the positivity and the passion backstage. Then he saw Hank and Tank come out. Hank and Tank, obviously, they are a routine babyface on the NXT roster, but I don't know if it was them interrupting the Hardys that pissed off the fans, relatively pissed them off, relentlessly pissed them off. They were absolutely, they shunned the Hank and Tank. The NXT universe hated it. It felt like they were heels. But then you had Briggs, and then you had Inumara come out as well, and then they kind of took over the heel. So then it seemed normal. It seemed normal-ish because I was shocked when Hank and Tank got that. When they got that, when they got what is the word? When they got that reaction. When they got that reaction from the fans, I gotta be honest, I was like, damn. People, maybe they do want to see some Hardy Boys come back to NXT. Then you saw Fraxium come out, obviously, coming out, sneaking behind them, What is it? What did Matt Hardy say? It was like, Fraxium, I know you'd come. And then he turned around and then bam, they were there. I was like, it was crazy. It was, obviously, the broken Matt Hardy, pretty badass. But yeah, no, the Hardys, they look good. They look good, and I feel like they can keep it up. Something that Vic Joseph said during the show that kind of caught my eye, that kind of not angered me, but I was like, I hope this doesn't happen. He said, during the whole Stephanie Vaquer thing and Julia, he said that will we get our first, or no, he's not even said first. He said, are we going to get a title unification? And I feel like that'd be bad. I hope that we get some kind of I hope Jada Parker interferes in their match at Roadblock. At this point, I'm like, I'm kind of banking on it. But you can't unify these titles. You can't unify the Women's NXT North American Championship because, of course, then you had Ava speaking, and then you had Fallon Henley talking about when is she going to get her NXT North American rematch against Stephanie Vaquer. So I hope that was kind of, a little bit of a like a hint that they're not going to unify the titles, because I feel like ultimately that would be absolutely terrible. Would not want to see that. And the way that they have Julia and Stephanie friends. They're friends. They're competitors. They have immense respect for one another. So I don't think either one of them will get the 1, 2, 3 over the other, to kind of keep that build up of, okay, we have the two best wrestlers in the world. We have Julia and Stephanie Vaquera. It'd be kind of stupid for WWE to have one of them pin the other. So, thus, ending with the title unification. But, obviously that's my opinion. I don't know if, NXT's, I don't know if they thought that the Women's North American Championship was a lux, and they're like, man, we got to get rid of this title. We got to get rid of it. But I don't think they should. I feel like overall the Women's North American Championship, every single time it's, whenever it's broadcasted, a championship match on an NXT PLE, I like it. It's cool. It's nice. It's nice to have a secondary title, especially for the women, to kind of, spread their wings a little bit. Next, we have, Jordynne Grace taking on Cora Jade. Masha Slamovich is present, obviously, the TNA Knockouts champion. Looking forward to her match with Cora Jade at TNA Sacrifice. Jade looked off. She looked off, it was later found out that she actually was in concussion protocol. I don't know if there was a misstrike by Jordynne Grace. You saw Jordynne Grace. No, you saw Cora Jade, stomp. You saw Cora Jade stomp Jordynne Grace, and then you saw her kind of go into the corner. I thought maybe something was wrong with her knee or her ACL or something like that. But, then she was kind of holding her head. The match was ultimately stopped. It was stopped, and Jordynne Grace was able to pick up her a victory on NXT. But I hope this does not affect Cora Jade taking on Masha Slamovich for that TNA Knockouts Championship at Sacrifice. That'd be horrible, especially the way that Cora Jade has been trying so super hard to be, kind of a star in NXT, which, she is a star. She is a star, but maybe like a championship kind of caliber. Like I said, I thought it was her leg, that something was wrong, but then she walked off of the ring. She walked out of the ring under her own power. She walked out of the ring, with the assistance of NXT WWE officials. So, like I said, cross my fingers to, I hope that her match somehow doesn't get canceled. TNA, I think it's the 14th. I think it's a week from now we're going to get TNA Sacrifice. So, hopefully by then she, comes out of her concussion protocol and she, kicks some ass. All right, next we have Trick Williams, a Trick Williams smash spot, which is, him and Eddie Thorpe heading toward their match at NXT Roadblock, saying that it's going to be an underground match, which is, I thought ultimately underground matches were designed for, former MMA fighters, but now it's like, no disqualifications. You either, tap out or knock out, I think it is. I think maybe that's the reason why they wanted to kind of have that in there. But, I don't know. It's interesting to find out what happens at that match. Roxanne Perez attacks Jordynne Grace backstage. The Prodigy. I do not know if she will ever become a 3-time NXT Women's Champion. But Roxanne Perez coming to the main roster on Monday Night Raw, making that Intercontinental Championship division, immediately making it prestigious. I would love to see her come to Monday Night Raw. WWE SmackDown, maybe, but I feel like SmackDown, you kind of have more heels like Nia Jax, Candice LeRae. And at this point, I do not really see Tiffany Stratton that much as a babyface, the WWE Women's Champion. Because, during her tag match with Trish Stratus taking on LeRae and Jax, I saw her, I don't know, it looked like she was kind of kicking Trish Stratus, out of the ring or something like that, but then when she went for the pin, it was weird. It was really weird. If you do not know what I'm talking about, rewatch that match at WWE Elimination Chamber once when Tiffany Stratton, picks up the dub. It kind of looked like on her way into the ring, she was kind of pushing Stratus out. I don't know if that was a miscue or that was Tiffany Stratton trying to protect Trish, but I don't know. It just looked a little wonky. It did look a little wonky. But, I would love Roxanne Perez to make it to the Raw roster. Then you had Moose, the TNA X Division champion, being in a press conference as well, talking about how Oba Femi has been ultimately impressive. And now he wants to be the face of the franchise, whether it's TNA, whether it's NXT. Moose he's been impressive. I personally do not like him as the X Division champion, but that's just me. He was one hell of a TNA World Heavyweight champion, obviously dethroned by Nick Nemeth, and then Nick Nemeth dethroned by Joe Hendry. I like Moose. I like the way he wrestles. He puts on damn good matches. This match between Moose and Oba Femi has been much anticipated from the WWE Universe. Well, speaking on behalf of myself, I wanted Moose to cross that line with this TNA NXT crossover for about 2 months. Now that I'm finally getting it, I gotta be honest, it has been absolutely amazing. I can't wait to see how this unfolds. Ricky Saints, Shawn Spears backstage. I thought that was pretty interesting. Obviously, their paths has crossed in AEW, and now they're back against each other in NXT. So it should be interesting to find out. Maybe if they start a feud in the future, maybe you see an NXT North American Championship match. Who knows? But you had Shawn Spears picking up the dub against Tony D'Angelo, and being brutally honest, I feel like Shawn Spears is a whole little family with Izzy Dane, Brooks Jensen, and I can absolutely never, ever remember the other guy's name. For the life of me, I can't remember his name. But they kind of give me I guess WWE trademarked the culling like a cult. Reminds me of like a Manson family kind of feel with Shawn Spears. But nothing bad. I'm not trying to paint a bad picture of it. But Tony D'Angelo and the family seemed like you had Stacks with the accidental shot. Oh god, I was like, dude, they better not be turning Stacks against the Don there. But maybe you might be getting a little bit of I'm the leader of the family. No, I'm the leader of the family. Look what happened. You messed up, and then there's gonna be a little bit of family bickering like families do, and maybe you might have a little bit of a match. But I would never want the D'Angelo family to break up. Never ever. That'd be absolutely awful. It'd be heartbreaking. But so we have Shawn Spears, the new NXT North American Championship holder. You've had the babyface holder for quite some time, and now you're going to get a little bit of Shawn Spears, because Shawn Spears has been on the back burner for quite some time on WWE NXT. He was injured, but then then he was kind of just backstage cutting promos, kind of being that antagonistic person, like a dark presence in the locker room. Kind of like what Karrion Kross is doing on Monday Night Raw. So I can't wait to see. Congratulations on Shawn Spears. Hopefully he has a happy, healthy NXT North American Championship run. But I feel like he will be ultimately dethroned by Ricky Saints. But that's just me. Anyways, moving on, we have TNA Impact and some Ring of Honor results. So grab your favorite snack, grab your favorite ice cold beverage, and get ready for the best wrestling podcast in the world. Remember always to check out videos once they are published. Remember to Superman punch that like and subscribe button so you can get some cool notifications when we go live or when I publish a new video. Definitely love hearing you guys' comments. So hey, do not go absolutely anywhere.